we have with us Veronica Cardinal from Vancouver. Welcome, Veronique.
Hi, thank you. Thanks, Aditya.
Yeah, it's good to connect with you again.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very happy to be here with the Yoga and Health Foundation. And such a nice collaboration. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I was going through your article on our 9th Yoga and Health Foundation about the emotional health. Yes. So today we are going to talk about emotional health, especially in difficult circumstances. So your resume is, your profile is so rich that you're a speaker, you're a Reiki specialist, you're in coaching, breathing, you're a marketing manager, lecturer. So you're into particularly energy healing. So how do you connect that energy and transform the energy? Energy is a huge thing in our lives. And in very old times, people used to only bow down to energy. They used to pray the energy. That's why there is a God sun, which is a source of energy. And that's a positive energy. So how do you feel like this energy can change our lives, our thought process, and make us a strong and powerful human being in a very positive sense in this world?
Yes, it's very well with the energy healing techniques that I use, and it's very important to clear any blockage. And the blockages that we can have are pretty often emotional. So if you experience any emotional traumas in the past, for example, and let's get this straight right now, almost everybody has it. So with energy healing, we can come and clear these energy blockage straight away. What do you want? It's to be a clear channel so that the energy will be able to flow. And in that reason, you are closer to your true self, to yourself, and to what is good for you. And this is when things like choosing good food for you, like organic, and making sure that you know where it comes from. So this is why it's very important to take care of our energy and the same time that we're taking care of our body. And everything is energy, actually. The body, everything.
And how do you connect food with energy? Because it's a huge issue, from where our food comes from, what is the source, and how pure it is.
Well, as I said, everything is energy, right? So even the table has energy. And when you buy something, the energy that in the way that this thing has been built comes with the object. So could you imagine when we're talking of something living, or a fruit, or a vegetable, or anything that is living? So all the energy is stuck in that little apple, for example. So if your apple is full of pesticides, and it's not only damageable for your physical being and body, but for your energy and your channel. So it's all about feeding ourselves by getting closer to the source, actually. So as much as we can go closer to the source, and the source is pure, so the best it is for ourselves. So this is how we connect to the food, the energy to the food. So energy is everywhere, and it's affecting what we do all the time. So try to be as pure as you can, and just start noticing what are your thoughts. For myself, I have quite a pure lifestyle, but I will tell you, the minute that I decide to have a birthday cake, because it was my daughter's birthday, for example, I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my energy, and in my thoughts, the things that I'm saying change as well. And we're manifesting all the time, and we're manifesting with negative thoughts too, not just positive thoughts. Manifesting is not just one thing that is good for just one type of people. very awakened people. This is not it. We're always manifesting. So you will start manifesting negative things because of your negative thoughts that come from very poor nutrition and not conscious eating. So
Now, let's talk about emotions, especially difficult emotions, and we will come to your article. And there are 5-6 points which you mentioned, and we will talk about that. Do you connect these difficult emotions directly with your lifestyle and your food? And if yes, so are you teaching your clients that particular lifestyle, which is again, these components we are going to talk about, like food again and again, our emotions and how to handle these emotions, and what kind of a lifestyle can help us to address these issues. So what do you suggest that a particular lifestyle you would suggest to your clients? And please tell us a little bit more about that.
I'm a well-being coach, so I really want my clients to have a really good lifestyle, and that it will kind of pull them up and being closer to their true nature. But in the same time, as a coach, and it was a technique that I used to when I was a lecturer, that I used to do for myself. It's more important that my clients question what they do, and that this questioning comes from themselves, and not because I told them that it's better to eat that way. So it's all about developing awareness and developing consciousness. So if the client has this kind of automatism to start noticing and being very connected to his body, he will develop and start noticing that, oh, actually, this is not right for me. I notice it. It does this. I feel a rock in my stomach. I feel something weird in my belly. So they will start noticing by themselves. So negative emotions. What is wrong? It's not the negative emotions themselves, because they will always be there. And they have a purpose and they need to be there. So what is wrong? It's how we perceive them. So if we start to blocking them because we have been told, like I remember, like babies, what do we do with small babies? They start crying and we're like, look, there's this toy. Stop crying. I don't want to leave you cry. It's a bad emotion. But actually, the only thing that a baby needs is to be carried and be loved. And sometimes when we grow up, because we've been raised that way, we are taught to block our emotions and not listening to our emotions. So when we're taught to block our emotions, it makes some blockage, energy blockage in our being. So this is what makes it harder to be connected and to know exactly what is good for us. So this is a kind of, so you got energy, you got your soul that you need to take care of, you got your body, so very important nutrition and physical activities, and you got your mind. You want to still train your mind with some knowledges and learning. And at the same time, it can all go together. And it's very important to what I still do with my clients. It's just to ask them a couple of questions to know exactly what is suitable for them and what is not. But I really want them to get to that conclusion. And for sure, at the end, they will realize, okay, I need whole foods. I need organics as much as I can. So they will come to that conclusion. And for sure, I feel like our body so we should be so grateful for our body. So exercising every day, it's even if it's not much, at least 30 minutes is very essential. But what I really insist is on meditating every morning, every evening, last thing you do before falling asleep, first thing you do when you wake up, very important. And for the food, yes, I really enjoy the intermittent fasting, so 16 hours without eating. And the first thing that you eat is very important for your energy after that fasting. So be mindful, choose organic foods, and vegan eating if it's something suitable for you. And yes, so I'll go through these stuff with my clients, and I connect the energy of food as well. So green foods are very good to heal your heart. So sometimes we can play with that, but it's such bespoke approach. So it's we're all unique, right? So it's hard to, there's no like very precise guideline.
You know, everybody is unique. God has made us different, and that's why this world is so so interesting. So our emotions convert into our thoughts, and thoughts into actions. But not 100%. So how would you define that? And like positive emotions, negative emotions, and things happen around us in the societies, and people act, depend upon their emotions. So how does this science works in a human being's mind? And even I would not, leave animals behind, because they also think and they also react. So they are living beings. So how would you like to elaborate about this relationship between our emotions, our thoughts, our actions, and then repercussions? And what is happening in our society these days? Mental health has become a very big issue. And mental wellness is very important.
Absolutely.
So it has always been, but because now we have social media, we are living in digital age, so maybe we are being exposed quite a bit to it, and we are talking more about it. But it took us maybe thousands of years to discuss this matter. Good that we are discussing this. So how do you, relatively connect all these things, our emotions, our thoughts, our actions, and then the results, I would say?
Let's say that something happened, I don't have any example at the moment, but it makes you feel angry, but if you have this emotion of anger, it's because you had a thought. So the thought is kind of feeding the emotion. So if you manage, so this is why we say it's so important to have a good meditation and reach that point of stillness sometimes in your life, just to avoid to feed all the time these kind of things.
That's what you specialize in, dealing with difficult emotions.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That's the point we are talking very directly.
Yeah, exactly.
So how to deal with difficult emotions in that whole process?
Yeah, exactly. When it happens, so it's feeding your emotions, and after it feeds your action for sure. So it's like a ripple effect. It goes that way, okay? So it's more the thought that will feed the emotion, and after the emotion will feed the action and the repercussion of that for sure. And so, for example, someone who's used to block emotions, like there's a lot of fear. Fear, it's the big thing. If fear is mainly the responsible of everything that is happening wrong on this planet. So
one of in your article you have mentioned all these things, that What are
Yes, the
the
technique.
reasoning and why we have these difficult times when we go through our emotions? Yes.
Yes, exactly. Well, why we are having, I'm just talking here about the effect and how it can be expressed these days. So how it can be expressed these days when you just block an emotion because it was too hard to go through, or just because you haven't been taught to live it and free it, the emotion freely. What is happening, it's that it will express sometimes in anxiety and depression and addictions. So addiction is a big one. And chronic illness as well. So what I recommend to do is always to welcome the emotion. So welcoming what's happening right now. So you welcome first you will notice the reaction. So what is the reaction? So you're welcoming the reaction first, what it does in your body. So it could be in different shape. It could be a shape. You can even has a texture in your body, a color, so you can visualize it. And you will as well name the emotion. So it could have more than one emotion in the same time. It could be, well, fear, as I said, it's a big one. It's there almost all the time. It could be fear to be seen, fear to not be seen, fear to not be loved. It's different anger, sadness. It could be guilt. So guilt is like an overlayer one. So when you find guilt, it's because there was another one before, just under that layer. Okay, so you name the emotion and you welcome the emotion. Then the emotions are here for a reason, and the reason is only your growth. There's no bad reason why the emotion is here. Okay, if you manage to listen to it and to welcome it, you will grow from it.
Very nice. Tell us a little bit about art of Reiki. I mean, I also want to know about this thing. So what it is and how does it helps human beings?
So it's a Japanese ancient energy healing technique. So what we do with Reiki, well, it's a hands-on or a hands-off technique. What I do, it's even online Reiki. So I'm specialized in online. It's very, very fascinating what you could feel, even if we're remote, if we do it remotely. So it's an energy healing technique. So it's clearing all blockage. I work with the 7 chakras. So making sure that all the chakras are clear and bringing the light in between. Sorry, my talk. And yes, so it's a healing technique. You can heal. I don't think I knew anybody who was working in Reiki in only like just the physical or just the emotional. It's like a whole. You can't separate. Like it's mind, body, and soul all together. And what my clients experience, sometimes it's a really beautiful connection with their inner child. So they can heal some traumas by connecting with their inner child. You can have some emotional flush, I would say, flushing out some stuck emotion. So you can experience like crying or shaking, but it's all for a cleansing process. It's all part of the cleansing process. Or you can just feel very relaxed and very light and filled with white golden light. So it depends on, it's a bit like a relaxation. The recipient will feel it a bit like a relaxation, sometimes a bit more challenging emotionally because there were some blockages that comes and the emotion needs to be felt to make it's as a clear channel. So yeah, this is what I use and how I use Reiki.
And breathing is very important in yoga. So
Yeah.
mostly yoga revolves around breathing.
Mhm.
And I have been told, and I have felt it myself, that breathing is an art. So how we breathe.
Absolutely.
So how do you relate our breathing practice with our longevity of our life, and how important it is that how we breathe?
It's essential. Breathing is essential. And when we match this with difficult emotion, it's even more essential, because you can notice your breathing changing when you're experiencing difficult emotion. So getting back to your breath and just breathing more with your belly when you feel stressed, because you will feel that it's coming up here to your chest and stuck around your throat. So if you start more breathing with your belly, it will help you a lot to connect with your body, because it's impossible to do conscious breathing and overthink in the same time. It just doesn't match together, right? If you do conscious breathing, you can count 4 inhale, and after exhale for 4. Example, longer exhale if you want to calm down. And so it's more than a technique. This is how we live. And I guess that our society is not as used to use it more than a tool, but some things that really we need to take care of as much as we do with our body. And I use breathing techniques like pranayamas, but I use as well breath work to get over emotional blockage a bit in the same way that I could use Reiki.
So do you have a studio where your clients come to you, or you do it all digitally?
I do a lot virtually right now at the moment, but in Vancouver, yes, I have a space that I rent.
Wonderful. So would you like to share your social media handles with us so people can contact you?
Yeah, sure. So it's on Instagram, it's at Wild Inner Light, and it's Wild Inner Light on Facebook as well. And you can find me on my website, www.wildinnerlight.com.
And tell us something about this inner light thing.
Oh yeah, well, it's the pure connection and the awakening, I guess. I really believe that we all have this light, but all the layers of conditioning and beliefs and thoughts and are kind of hiding that light that we have just in the center of our heart, actually. And this light contains what we really are. And what we really are, we are straight from the source, and we have our own uniqueness, right? And this uniqueness is very hard to find when you're stuck with all the conditioning and the beliefs and everything that you've been told that you need to be and that you need to do to be happy in this life. So this is why. So I invite my clients to fill them up with energy healing and coaching and different techniques such as meditation and yoga and breathing to welcome their inner light, that as well is their true self. So
how do you find yourself connected with the Yoga and Health Foundation elements or beliefs?
Yes, thank you so much. It's great. Yeah, it was. I feel the mission is beautiful. And it's get back to basic and the importance of Mother Earth, our planet, with more conscious eating. It's very, very essential and beautiful. So I'm very glad to be joining in the mental health as well department, which is very that I feel is very special for me. So yesterday was the World Mental Health Day. So
hope in this regard the world is going to do better
Yes,
in the coming
absolutely.
time. So nice connecting with you, and we will connect with you soon again. And thank you very much for your
Thanks,
time.
Aditya. It was a
Take care.
pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.